Good morning and welcome to I5N News. On this last day of school, Friday, June 10th, 2016, I am Dakota.
And I'm Megan. Student Appreciation Day is today. Students will go to all of their class periods and rotate with their normal classes to each fun activity planned for the day.
Today is a half day. The school bell will ring at 11:30, marking the beginning of summer. Are you ready for summer to begin?
You bet I am. This year seems to have just flown by. Before it's time to go, let's take a look at some of the many things that happened this school year in case you missed them on the news. You know who you are.
On September 11, 2001, 4 planes were hijacked by members of the extremist group Al-Qaeda. At 8:45 in the morning, the first plane crashed against the World Trade Center's North Tower in New York City. Then at 9:03, hijackers crashed another plane into the South Tower. A third flight hit the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and a fourth plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. More than 3,000 people died as a result of the attacks. I went to speak with 2 staff members about 9/11, and this is what they had to say.
On September 11th, 2001, I was working as a media specialist at St. Andrew's School here in Cape Coral. I was working in the library when our principal came up and she told us to quickly turn on the TVs that were in the TV studio. And we went in there and turned on the bank of TVs and we watched an absolute horror as we saw the building that we knew as the Twin Towers. One of the buildings was on fire. And I was very concerned. I was not just for people I didn't know, but for a lot of people I do know. We had recently moved from New York City, so we have a lot of friends, a lot of relatives. My mother and my brother still lived in the city. My brother worked downtown. So we were very worried for them. And as we watched it, and all we kept thinking was it was a plane accident. The pilot must have had a problem and crashed into the building. And all of a sudden we saw the second plane hit. And when that second plane hit, we knew. I'm getting goosebumps right now telling you guys this story. When the second plane hit, we knew that it wasn't an accident, that it was something dangerous and very, very scary. And the whole day was just a terrible, terrible day because I couldn't wait to hear from my mom, from my brother who worked downtown. And the whole weeks that followed afterwards were just terrible. And the next day I had learned that not only did we know one person who had perished in the towers, but Mr. Collins and I actually knew 3 people who were killed in Tower 1. And for the longest time I wore one of those bracelets that had our friend Sean Lugano's name on it. And I would wear it and remember him. And it was just a terrible, terrible time for us.
Oasis Middle School teacher Miss Reeder was a flight attendant at the time of the attack.
I was terrified. By that Thursday night, when I was getting ready to leave Detroit, we were just the pilots and flight attendants, and they originally wanted me to fly to Nashville, then from Nashville down to somewhere in Florida, back to Memphis, and then back to New York. And at this point, I panicked. And I ended up flying to Minneapolis to spend a week with my family. I was afraid to get back on the plane. Nobody really knew what was going on. From there, I actually put in my 2 weeks resignation with the airlines, but then after I thought about it, I withdrew my resignation and I continued to fly for another year.
For IGUANA 5 News, this is Colin Bowers signing out.
Today is October 5th, World Teachers Day. I'm Skylar and I am with Jenna. We asked students who their favorite teacher was and why they liked them.
I like Miss Creamer because she's really fun and active, and she's just an overall good teacher.
I like Miss Paul Evans because she's always really understanding and she's a really inspiring woman and person.
My favorite teacher is Miss Everett because she's very nice and she treats all of the students with a lot of respect and she believes in everybody and gives everyone confidence.
I like Miss Richardson because she lets us do a lot of projects and she makes us laugh.
My favorite teacher is Miss DeWitt because she's very nice, caring, and fun.
My favorite teacher is Miss Paul Evans because she lets you do whatever she wants and she's very fun.
My favorite teacher is probably Mr. Royal because he's pretty funny and I think we learn a lot in his class.
My favorite teacher is probably Mr. Nowicki because he teaches you about technology and how it works and how to build stuff with it.
My favorite teacher is Miss Flynn because she always, she's so happy and she always teaches us cool things.
This is Jenna and Skylar signing out. Cut!
Hi, I'm Jillian, and I am here in front of Miss Asencio's class and reporting about how they honored Hispanic Heritage this month.
There's that back here too. All right, that's it. We've got a winner.
The fiesta was good. We ate a lot of food. A lot of people brought in their own foods. We cooked stuff.
I personally liked the fiesta because we had lots of food, lots of fun, and dancing.
Come on, Brandon, Jesus.
So it seems like students had fun while learning about Hispanic culture. For IGUANA 5 News, I'm Jillian.
In the summer of 2015, members of Oasis Explorers traveled to China and Hong Kong for a 12-day tour.
The tour went from Beijing and then we ended in Hong Kong, and as we went through the whole tour, Beijing was very old China, and then it got more and more modern, and also English language came into play.
Students who took the tour got to see many places they've learned about in school and experienced them firsthand.
China was fun. I think it was a great learning experience, and it was fun to meet new friends and see new things.
You know, smell the culture, you get to taste the culture, you get to see it. You have no idea. Everything looks so different, and I think the biggest thing is seeing the people and hearing the language, because the language is so different than what you expect it to be.
I think it was pretty cool because we got to go on the Wall of China, and we did most stuff I wouldn't be able to do.
Students who went on the trip say they had a great time.
Seeing everything in China was fun, and it was a great learning experience.
It was way different because over there it's just different stuff, and there's whole new foods, and they taste way better.
You are more than welcome to go on it by yourself. Your families are more than welcome to go on them, and it's a great way to get out and see the world and hear the world and taste the world, and it's an amazing adventure.
And I'm here today doing bicycle rodeos with the students, teaching them some skills on the course, how to make signals and how to stop properly and how to avoid hazards.
She teaches you how to properly wear a helmet so that it stays on your head should anything happen. She puts you through a series of courses with cones and things to practice your skills, such as looking over your shoulders, practicing hand signals.
Breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Enough to make my system blow.
We hope that this program is going to be beneficial to our school and our area. Share your knowledge about bike safety and encourage your friends and your family to wear their helmets, because Lee County was ranked, I think, 3rd in the state of Florida for bicycle accidents. So hopefully everybody had fun with this and we can bring her back next semester.
Students in Miss Paul Evans' class got to experience a hands-on activity to understand what it's like to be an archaeologist.
Today we are looking at anthropology and archaeological sites, trying to figure out exactly how we can be detectives of the past.
We're going on an archaeological dig to find some cool stuff and learn more about like how the archaeologists and historians work and stuff.
It's a little bit more adventurous. You get to have a little bit of fun, and you could discover new things that have never been discovered before.
Students were divided into teams that were digging in different countries.
And the location is Coral, and we found a stick.
We're in Vietnam, Mazun, and right now we found a pin. I don't know what it says, but a pin, and we found some rocks and a ruler, I think, and it has some words and numbers, and
it was all the way at the bottom.
We're finding stuff like this.
Students didn't just have fun digging in the dirt. They learned about archaeology and analyzing data collected. For IGUANA 5 News, I'm Megan.
They say she's in the box 18, stuck in her daydream. Fitness way since 18, but lately her face seems it's only sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. They scream worst things in life come free to us.
Can we give another round of applause to the kids that are singing tonight? Yeah. When I'm in the car, my family always asks me to sing solo. Like, solo, they can't even hear me. And then that one got old, so they started asking me to sing tenor, like 10 or 15 miles away from them.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand.
I know, beyond a doubt, my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore.
Recently, Oasis Middle School Aerospace Club visited Zoomers. Now let's tune in and see what they learned.
At Zoomers, we learned how the engines worked of the go-karts, the tilt-a-whirl, and the King Cobra roller coaster. We learned how each and every part of the engines and stuff with the go-karts.
Up on my sleeve like a big deal.
All the 6 kidded rides, it has a motor too, so they all need to be fixed. And that is all done by them from this shop.
There's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
I'm outside of the engineering classroom where the Cape Coral Surgical Technology is here to give the kids hands-on experience with all the medical equipment.
They're learning about the different things that you can do in surgical technology. They're drilling dog bones and learning how to plate those broken bones. They're learning how to suture wounds, and they're learning how to do laparoscopic surgery on a piece of machinery that most people only dream to be able to use. It's about $60,000 of equipment in here.
Students from STEM and careers classes got to try the different kinds of medical equipment. According to the director of the Surgical Technology program, this program has been available at Cape Coral Technology College since the early 90s.
Students are trained to actually work in the operating room. They learn aseptic technique, they learn how to gown and glove the surgeons, and they learn a variety of different instruments for each one of the specialties so that they can go ahead and be prepared to work with different varieties of surgeons.
So we're really excited, we're very lucky, and it's a great insight into the medical field for our kids.
For IGUANA 5 News, I'm Skylar.
And how many of you are actually interested in entering this career of law enforcement? Very good. That's actually very nice to see. You have to make right decisions starting now. All right. You need to understand you can't go off involving yourself in narcotics, involving yourself in gangs. You can't involve yourself in violence.
If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, bad boys.
If there's a large fire in the building, we don't expect the fire department to know exactly how to get to a certain area inside of facilities if they're not familiar with the facility. So we actually have to be in-depthly trained to respond to a fire. When I first got Raider, he went through about 3.5 months of training, 5 nights a week for 4.5 hours a night. This is one of 2 dogs that are actually assigned to the Corrections Bureau.
What you gonna do, or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do, or what you gonna do when they come.
Making the mistake to drink under the age of 21 can change your life forever. Without drinking alcohol today, I can be anything tomorrow. An engineer, an actor, an athlete, an artist, a dance architect. I can be anything.
I will tell you that unfortunately when we talk about drugs and alcohol, a lot of times there's a lot of sad stories. And there's a lot of unfortunate statistics that we're sharing. He was born in California, and he was a really brave man. He was born to very poor, he lived in a family that did not have a lot of money. Believe it or not, he grew up in a house that actually didn't have a floor. But there were some bad people that came and they actually killed him. And when they killed him, the state of California, because he had done so much for them, and it kept California really drug-free, they decided to start Red Ribbon Week in his honor. And from that, then, the rest of the country started Red Ribbon Week. Binge drinking is drinking, for females, for us girls, it's drinking 4 drinks in 2 hours. And for guys, it's drinking 5 drinks in 2 hours. If you drink more than that, that can put you into alcohol poisoning because your body isn't digesting and isn't processing the alcohol.
The Student Council has worked very hard to put this together. Even though these tokens of appreciation aren't a lot, it means so much to us that we have this opportunity to show you what you really do means a lot to us. Thank you again for this amazing opportunity and stay safe. United we stand and together we fall. God bless.
Those transit lights are so tangled up that we may never get them straightened out. To speak my name. Was it you, Miss Mary, will run? Was it you, my pretty? Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Ta-da! Toto, slow down. Don't run so fast. Look, that's Toto. Here, Toto. Come here, boy.
Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, Dorothy, look!
Oh, Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion.
Dorothy, it's a real...
Oh, we meet again, my pretty. I see you picked up some old friends along the way. Sing some of my big hits, and I'll be singing some of the songs from my new album. Is that all right with y'all? Yeah! Just a touch to give it a fatal fizz. Don't you agree, my flying friend?
Still flying pots? Oh, quit fooling around.
What I tell you? I put it in this can for you. Open it, I think you'll gain that smile again.
Back to Kansas.
Yes, Toto, back to Kansas. There's no place like home for the holidays.
My New Year's resolution is to make my grades better and increase them.
My New Year's resolution is to live life unafraid of what other people think.
My New Year's resolution is to get a job and become a turtle.
I think that I'm going to try to start to walk more. I used to walk 3 miles a day and I got away from it, so I think I'm going to continue to do that.
My New Year's resolution is to work harder in sports.
I want to raise more money for charity. My New Year's resolution is to get better grades.
My New Year's resolution is to save up money and get a car.
My New Year's resolution is to eat healthier.
My New Year's resolution is to start meeting new people and not just hanging out with the people I usually talk to.
So if you're told to evacuate, if we're to evacuate, do so. Follow the instructions that are set forth by the officials of this city. It's very interesting, but emergency management is a science. I have my master's degree and it's an MS in emergency management. And it's a science because it's rooted in sociology, because of the behaviors of people during evacuation.
Mackenzie Laurie is not your typical 6th grader. Her 8-year-old brother Gavin suffers from mitochondrial disease.
When he was 18 months, he started having tremors and he started not being able to feed himself, and he started having seizures. And then when he was around 2, he stopped breathing, so we had to take him to the emergency room. And then they started running tests for mitochondrial disease, and then when he was 4, we found out he had mito.
So Mackenzie does what she can to help find a cure for her brother.
I'm raising money because there's no cure, and I want there to eventually be a cure for mito.
Some of the fundraisers she's working on are a green carpet event and Change for Change campaign to raise money for research about the disease.
Mackenzie says every $1 is one step closer to her goal of $1 million.
The green carpet event is where you get all dressed up. We have superheroes, we have a dinner, there's a raffle, there's a silent auction.
Not only is Mackenzie raising money to find a cure, but she is also a published author who has written a book about what it's like to have a family member who suffers from mito.
The book is about my family and how it affects my family, and to help other families know what mito is like, and to maybe if they end up having a kid with mito, they can understand it a little better.
Whether at school or at home, Mackenzie always worries about her brother.
I'm happy he's in my life, and I feel like God gave him to our family because he knew we could handle Gavin, and I'm happy that I have Gavin as a brother. I think $1 million will help them find a cure, and maybe eventually get a cure so my brother doesn't have to pass away and no one else does either.
Reporting from IGUANA 5 News, I'm David.
I got a scholarship to FGCU. I got the chance to take my project to an international level, and I'm going to be going to States. I made a life cycle for a fungus that's fairly new. What it does is it dries out the leaves in plants, and then it ends up killing the plant.
My project was about finding the best gender and age group for eyewitnesses for authorities.
Carrying the weight of the world, but I only have 2 hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone. and love is the prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over.
I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. When the sun goes down and the lights burn out, then it's time for you to shine brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are. Fill the darkest night with a brilliant light, 'cause it's time for you to shine brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are tonight.
So in Mr. Strick's science class, 6th grade, we were doing a egg thing where we had to drop an egg and it had to see if it will float or sink. My egg did not crack, it did float, and it went 3.5 centimeters.
This project represented when astronauts crash into the Earth after the capsule goes away from the spaceship and you crash in the water. The Tupperware we made and the shapes we made represented the little capsule that goes into the ocean after it unconnects from the spaceship.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world 'cause it's all
The project was to make a model of the brain and label the different parts.
to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night.
I like this project because it was a fun and creative project, and it was different because you don't every day get to build a brain.
But now I've got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow. But before I go in,
You can use anything you basically wanted. People made cakes and different types of desserts. Some people just used clay.
when can I see you again?
Ariel, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything they got up there. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more are you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away. While we're devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here on all the fish is happy. As off through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy. It's hot cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky. They in for a worse of fate. One day when the boss get hungry, guess who gonna be on the plate? What no, under the sea. Under the sea. Nobody beat us, fry us, and eat us in fricassee. We what the land folks love to cook. Under the sea, we after hook. We got no trouble. Life is the bubbles under the sea. Under the sea. Under the sea. Under the sea. Since life is sweet here, we got the beat here naturally. Naturally. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they did the earth and start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea.
It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. 'Cause we done it. Welcome to my house. Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Good times and it's going down.
There was a time I used to look into my father's eyes. In a happy home, I was a king, I had a golden throne. Those days are gone, now the memories on the wall. I hear the songs from the places where I was born. Upon across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. My father said, don't you worry, child. She had a
Hi, this is Jenna in Mr. Stirk's room, here to talk to Mr. Stirk about the Science Olympics. So could you please tell us what's it about?
Yes, the sixth graders are constructing a gravity ramp car where they're actually building a car. It's going to roll down a ramp and then they're going for distance. And then my seventh graders are creating a mousetrap car with the idea of converting potential energy into kinetic energy.
And when is this going to take place?
On May 11th and May 12th, the students will be over at the high school gym and they'll be presenting to some elementary school classes and to some middle school classes.
All right, thank you. Now back to the studio.
We're getting money for H2O for Life, which is a foundation that basically gives wells and healthy water to places that don't have it.
We raised over $4,000 to go towards this well.
It feels really good because volunteering for just like stuff around your city is one thing, but volunteering for something in a different country, it just feels really, really good, especially when it's something that took a lot of effort and time to do.
It feels great to help all these kids in Africa.
Stand up like like a soldier, baby. Yeah, I know you built like that. Gun it like a holster, baby. Show them say you're wicked like that. Living on the water street, chasing them crazy dreams. Hoping that the bridge will cave in, so now we'll let it all go free.
Aerospace Story, talking about. This winner for Best News Package is another clean sweep. I know how to turn them out here at Oasis Charter Middle School. First place, Oasis Charter.
The 2016 6th through 8 Best of Show is awarded to Oasis Middle.
Pleasure.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes cause you feel.
Hi, this is the lunch refrigerator door handle that's next to the ice cream freezer. I counted at least 12 different strands of bacteria on this.
I have over 5 different bacteria on here, and this is one of the teacher's cell phones. So, yeah, it's pretty gross, especially upside down, because if you hold it like this, you can see it dangling from the top to the bottom. It's really gross.
Just because something looks clean doesn't mean that it's clean.
Putting on IGUANA 5 News is a lot of work, from producing and writing the show to directing, anchoring, and all the other jobs involved.
While you, our viewers, see a smooth show when it airs, sometimes there's a bumpy road on the way to an award-winning show.
Let's take a look behind the scenes.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be.
Now let's go to Emerald with today's sports.
Who's doing sports? Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got it.
Are you guys recording me?
I think you are.
I need somebody else in here other than Colin. David, please find me someone.
I got you all figured out.
In sports news, oh my gosh, okay.
As it launched off of the stairway, well, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry. Now let's go to, I don't know because you never told me when I asked. So. After school. Today, are you supposed to play the video?
Next class is Star Wars Day!
I am David.
Why is this light so close?
Good morning, welcome to IGUANA 5 News on this Monday, May 16th, 2000. What are you doing? Did I say? I'm smiling.
Even
JV and varsity volleyball have games against Evangelical Christian tomorrow. Cheeseburger. Good morning and welcome to Iguana 5 News. On this one.
Thank you for joining us on the special edition.
Ow, I poked my eye while dabbing. Thanks for watching this special edition of Iguana 5 News. It moved too much. I couldn't read it.
What does the elephant have red eyes? Were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for their work to end What is that word? Were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for their work to end apartheid in South Africa.
Thanks for watching and make it a horrible day.
On behalf of Iguana 5 News crew, thanks for watching us this year. We've had a great time capturing this year's memories. Have a fantastic summer. See you next year for the 2016 to 2017 school year.
That's a wrap.
Woohoo!